See, that really hurts. Why would you do that? I don't think I could do that to someone. Hi guys, so if I had no technical difficulty, this should be posted on Tuesday. That means tonight we get our new episode titled Tell All. But if there was technical difficulty, then today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We so excited. First up, we do have a lot of new promo photos. They're really cool, but just between you and me, they look a little bit like over Photoshop. Not like they've been airbrushed a lot, but just like the way like someone's played with the whites or something. I'm not really fluent in Photoshop, but maybe some sort of like shadow highlight thing. Like they look a bit like they've been drawn. I don't know how to explain it, but if you want to see them, you can click here or down there. They don't look bad. I mean, they're really nice photos. They're just different. And in casting news, Entertainment Weekly is reporting that actor Scott Grimes has been cast to play DiNozzo's old partner in his origin episode. It says Scott Grimes, ER, will play Detective Danny Price, an ex-partner of Michael Weatherly's character. The two worked together 10 years ago while serving as cops in Baltimore. And he's only going to appear in one episode, and that's called Baltimore, and it's going to air on May 3rd. In other news, Pam Dawber, who if you don't know is married to Mark Harmon, and Cote DiPablo were seen at the Big Brothers and Big Sisters annual Accessories for Success Spring Luncheon and Fashion Show, and that was on March 25th. Link with pictures below. Moving on, we have some behind the scenes photos for season 8 episode 22. That is the Baltimore Tony origin episode. And the pictures are of Ziva and McGee, and they seem to be in some sort of Asian town. I don't know, it's very colorful. Interested to see what's going on there. Link below. Another behind the scenes news, TV Guide journalist Chris Willman, apparently on set, and he witnessed the first Tibbs and DiNozzo meeting. He said that Tony had uniquely colored hair, there's no proto head slap, and there is a rumor of a full body slam. When Tibbs and Tony first met, do you think in their first meeting would he have head slapped them? Like, there was an article earlier, I remember, that said that we would get the first head slap, but is that also in their first meet? I can't wait for this episode. It has the potential to be like so spectacular. And moving on, we do with a press release for season 8 episode 21 titled Dead Reflection. And it says the NCIS team tracks a Navy lieutenant's killer after a Pentagon security camera reveals a petty officer committing the crime. Meanwhile, Gibbs announces that Agent Barrett and her team will take over the port-to-port killer case. That sounds interesting. Wonder if we're gonna have to hack the Pentagon again. But probably the most interesting news this week came courtesy of Entertainment Weekly, which conducted an interview with Cote DiPablo. You guys should really just read the whole article because it's so good, but here's like the highlights. There's a lot of them. So this is Cote talking about Ray. There's a lovely scene in which he basically brings his interpretation of fancy candlelight dinner, which takes place by the vending machines at NCIS. It's really funny. There's kissing involved. We kept it light and we kept it fun. And we kept it like two people who are generally into each other and wanting to move things along. It's about what's going on between the lines. These two people are touchy-feely, and that's different for Ziva. Does this dinner get interrupted by Tony? Oh no, Tony has nothing to do with this dinner. He doesn't come. He doesn't surprise us. He doesn't just walk in, DiPablo says with mock exasperation. It's just between Ray and I, and it's a scene in which I believe he's going to say something to Ziva that he hasn't said before. And you know, it could be interesting if they're like really, really serious. But if he says that he loves her, or that he really likes her, or that he thinks he could be falling in love with her or anything like that, I really wonder how she'll respond. I know if he is in love with her, that means he dies. So let's hope for those 3 little words. She also says halfway through the show, and after that very tender, loving scene, she discovers that he has a little secret that he hasn't told her that has to do with the port-to-port killer. It throws everything up in the air and it causes a lot of friction between them and a big blowout, DiPablo says. I think Ray's a good guy. I think he made a mistake, and Ziva has a lot of issues, trust issues in particular. Somewhere along the lines, they're going to have a longer chat about what happens in this particular episode. Things don't end very well. That's all I can say about that. And how does Tony handle the presence of a man he likes to call C.I. Ray? I know that they have a really interesting scene in the bathroom. It also says, as TV's #1 drama, which always shakes things up in its season finales, moves closer to the end of year 8, DiPablo says the cast has been kept in the dark about the final hour. We know it has something to do with the port-to-port killer. We know that something awful is going to go down, like always, and we're all deathly terrified, she says. Okay, this article's getting me like really excited because I have to say I am much more intrigued of like the Ziva-Ray relationship than I am like the EJ-Tony one. And even though like Ray and Ziva have like a mushy scene, which hopefully will be, you know, easy to watch, is immediately followed by Trouble in Paradise and drama. And another bathroom scene. Bathroom scenes are like always awesome. I think my favorite one was probably in Family. I really like that scene, but I'm so excited for these last few episodes. Please don't suck. Please don't suck. Please don't suck. I'm a pessimist. I can't help it. And finally, in regards to the finale, CBS has announced that the finale of NCIS's 8th season will air on May 17th. Let the countdown begin.